Hi, Tiguan. Hab mit Fußgängererkennung gestern für Karin gebremst. Die war froh.
Glückwunsch, Polo. Ich hab Jens mit Side Assist Plus geholfen, die Spur zu wechseln.
Oh, T-Rock. Wir wissen, dass du mit Park Assist super einparkst. Aber musst du dich immer zwischen uns quetschen?
So sind sie, die IQ Drive Sondermodelle. Sehen gut aus und sind dazu noch intelligent. Mit bis zu 3.400 € Preisvorteil. Assistenzsysteme arbeiten im Rahmen ihrer Systemgrenzen. Jetzt Probe fahren.
Volkswagen.
Well, you know that theme song, folks. Oh, yeah. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, locally Channel 7, WABC, Roseanne. And, of course, now it is The Connors. A lot of very talented people on that show. Even Sans Roseanne Barr. You know, Laurie Metcalf is brilliant. John Goodman is amazing. Sarah Gilbert, I believe, is the star of the show. Michael Fishman does a terrific job, too, and he has been doing a terrific job on that show for a lot of years. I mean, this kid won awards as a little boy on that show, playing Roseanne and Dan's only son. Of course, the great DJ Connor on his show renamed The Connors. That's been kicking ass on Tuesday nights, and he's joining us right now live from Los Angeles. Mike, welcome to the Bernie and Sid Show in New York City. How are you, pal?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Listen, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm a big Roseanne fan, and I loved her. And I never missed a show when she was there. And I never missed a show when you guys started the reboot. And initially, when she left, I was mad. And I watched a couple of episodes, and I didn't like it. But I got to tell you, this season, I am back, and I think the show is great, whether it's the Becky kid storyline, whether it's, you know, Darlene and her two love interests. You guys, I really think you guys are really right back on track this season. I really do.
Yeah, it's an exciting year. You know, last year we were trying to figure how to do it and tackle it, and we were all, a lot of us shared a lot of the same sentiments. It's a family, and so you don't have to stop loving Roseanne. I'm not going to stop loving Roseanne. I think it's important that we acknowledge all the good things that she did and all the things that she helped with and how we're trying to carry on that legacy. And I think this year in particular, we've really kind of gone all in. Now we're willing to make jokes that we didn't before. We reference her character all the time because it's a family. And I think we're really getting back to what made this show great, is tackling big topics and being very personal and teasing and being very, you know, dysfunctionally family-oriented and supportive and finding the humor in the hard times.
Michael Fishman, who plays DJ Connor on The Connors. The show airs tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Tuesday night, they have actually a Halloween show, Halloween-themed show, Nightmare on Lunchbox Street. Again, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Michael, was it awkward on the set after Roseanne was fired, and is the show as much fun now without her?
You know, it's different. You know, I think that's the thing. No one is ever going to replace her, and that's the thing that we acknowledge, and I think that our fans should appreciate, is the show itself. It's very much like a real family. When someone is not there, people have to pick up different pieces and take on different roles, and I think we've done a very good job of that. The show is really, you know, the topics are kind of fresh, and we're taking new looks at the way the family dynamics fit together. This week, the Halloween episode, you know, you'll see costumes and you'll see a classic element of what we've always done for Halloween. But there's some really great storylines. You know, Dan Connor really, as a dad, gives some amazing fatherly advice, especially this season as a whole, but this week in particular. And in my case, it comes for DJ as Mary, my daughter, played by Jaden Ray.
Yep.
He's dealing with the fact that people in public don't think she's DJ's biological daughter. And I think, you know, and it's fantastic. And I think it's a subject that a lot of interracial children and kids with mixed heritages experience from time to time. And there's an amazing scene between Mark and Mary, played by Ames and Jaden, where they talk about how you deal with not fitting in completely,
right,
and then realizing that you fit in this wacky family of people and the support they get from their family. And I think that's really important because we don't all fit in, and I think all of us feel like we don't fit places at times, and I think how you deal with that is a really big thing in life.
Yeah, you know, like initially when the reboot happened, Mike, I'm being honest again, you know, you have a kid who's gay, you got a black kid, I'm like, oh man, they are really trying way too hard. I mean, come on, I get it. I know a little synopsis of America today, but they are really trying way too hard. But the reason why I've come to like it now and accept it, as you mentioned your role, is because the way that the characters are depicted on the show is funny. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, for example, when Darlene and her ex-husband are talking to their gay son about the kid who who kind of shunned him. You may remember the meeting with the psychologist and the mother. The way you guys handled that situation, it was funny. So I have less difficulty now buying it. I actually enjoy it, where initially I was like, come on, enough's enough, no?
Well, I think one of the things is, it's an amazing thing. We all have storylines that I think maybe challenge people's personal perceptions or past perceptions of what they expected. And I think if we do it right, that's what we're supposed to do. Is We're supposed to push the boundaries and open eyes and show this is a loving family. And families look very different than maybe what people think they do on paper. Families are complex. And we're all very, very, very complex. And I think that's the beauty of this show is we're not running away from any topics. And I think there's something that everybody can relate to and every family can connect with.
Michael Fishman from the Connors. He plays the son, DJ Connor, Dan and Roseanne's son. Hey, Michael, speaking of John Goodman, I actually thought he was the dude that was on Cheers. I think a lot of people make that mistake. It was it was George Wendt. Yeah, no. But is he sort of the glue that holds everything together there?
He is such a strong figure, and he can lead without saying a thing. He's very direct. He knows what he wants. He's such a professional. He's so amazingly talented. So we've always admired John's ability and the way he kind of just goes about his professional business. And then you add in Lori, who obviously is tremendously talented, and Sarah wears a bunch of hats on our show, and Lisi has grown. I think what you're seeing is we've all picked up extra pieces, and we're all growing, and I think what you're seeing is the characters are growing. But John Goodman as Dan Connor is probably the most iconic television dad. If I was going to pick one, especially playing a kid to have a dad or a role model for who I want DJ to become, that would definitely be it.
Not Bill Cosby?
No, not anymore. No, he has been that guy for a long time, and I like the new, Ed O'Neill's wife from Married with Children, kind of playing the girlfriend thing now. And he actually did call her Roseanne a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was very emotional and very telling. I thought kind of gave me chills, Michael. You mentioned John Goodman, the job he's doing, Laurie Metcalf, yourself, and I got to give Sarah Gilbert a lot of credit. She, to me, she's kind of the glue. She. They're going the back and forth with the ex-husband and the boyfriend, and her relationship with you, Michael, and Becky. I find her to be a real tremendous talent. Maybe one of the funniest ladies on television today.
Yeah, I think she hasn't gotten her due yet. She both in front of the camera and behind the camera has really pieced this back together. She was the reason we were able to come back at all. And then when the show got canceled, she is the reason, the driving force behind getting ABC to give us another chance to try and continue.
Is that right? I didn't know that. She was really the driving force. I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, and it's important, I think, that we give her that credit. And it was important because she called all of us, and we really talked about how we wanted to carry on the legacy of this show for our audience and for the people who have supported it for so long. We didn't want it to end abruptly or on the wrong note. And she really has asked the writers to reach back and to acknowledge and to make sure that we're acknowledging our history, but that we're daring and bold and being honest about where we are, in 2019.
The Connors on ABC tomorrow night, Halloween-themed show. Nightmare on Lunchbox Street. We're speaking with Michael Fishman, who plays DJ Connor. Mike, 2 questions. Is there any chance, and I think I know the answer, of Roseanne coming back, and are any of you still on good terms with her?
Well, I think you never know what's going to happen or what's going to come forward. I think that's the beautiful thing about media in general is you never say never. There was a long time where people said we'd never be able to get everybody back together, and here we are doing this. We still care about her. We're always going to care about her. Roseanne was such a strong, pivotal person, and we don't forget all the good things she did. We didn't always agree with something she said, but that's real life. I think every person can relate to loving someone and caring about somebody and maybe not condoning an act or an action that's different than not caring about the person. And I think that's an important distinction. I think we all have moments with family and loved ones where we don't understand things they do or we wish they hadn't done them, but
right.
How you handle that and how you stay connected is really important.
Well said.
Time goes over. I know you were very upset. You were one of the more outspoken guys, Mike, when the whole thing went down. I know that. Hey, on the way out here, has there been any future commitment, something from ABC that says, hey, we're really digging this season and you guys going to stick around?
Well, we're doing really well. Our audience has been amazingly supportive. I think that's the most important part, that we're keeping fans happy, that we're connecting with people. Obviously, you've mentioned that you had some reservations or hesitations, and that we've kind of...
No. Worse than that, I stopped watching. Worse than that, I stopped watching, and I'm back and loving it again.
Well, then we're doing our job. So my hope is that we continue to do that and continue to change some people's minds and support people the way that we have been supported, and then we'll see what happens. We're always thankful for more opportunities.
All right.
Listen, we wish you all the best. Michael Fishman, tomorrow night,
Mike.
The Connors, Nightmare on Lunchbox Street, ABC, 8 o'clock. Check it out. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Excellent job. Michael Fishman, once again, DJ on The Connors, as Bernie just mentioned, tomorrow night at 8.